What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, back here for yet another Tottenham update. Just before we get into it, do go visit our website, WeAreTottenhamTV.co.uk, where we are giving away some merchandise to the best commenter that does comment on some of our articles. We'll be doing a video reacting to all the comments, and we will be picking the best one out of the lot, and they'll be getting some free merch. But let's get straight into the update, and quite some interesting topics to speak about today. This one is quite worrying, from the Times, talking about potential allegations against Tottenham Hotspur, and they say Tottenham are facing serious allegations of breaching transfer rules during Jermaine Defoe's move to Portsmouth in 2008. Spurs dealt with an unlicensed agent while agreeing to sell Defoe to Portsmouth for $7.5 million. No action was taken by the FA at the time, but it is understood the governing body are prepared to review the allegations now. I mean, 2008, like, they didn't think to do it at the time or any time in between. Like, we're literally 2023 now, nearly 2024, and they're going to bring up these allegations.
Oh, but and they said they took no actions. Did they know about it at the time or not? And did they decide not to take action? I mean, the worrying thing is there's precedent for harsh punishments on this, because apparently in that same year that happened, Luton got deducted 10 points.
Was it for something 12, 15 years before that?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
It's
but
like
for a similar thing. The problem is, when Harry Redknapp's involved, there's always the potential for something dodgy to be happening when it comes to agent deals. Obviously, Harry Redknapp was the manager of Portsmouth when Jermaine Defoe did sign for them. So doesn't surprise me. They got
to look into his coming back to Spurs as well.
Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised. There's also another unlicensed agent happening there. I mean, I really hope Daniel Levy can pull a few strings, and maybe nothing can be made of it. But just knowing Harry Redknapp and the character he was, he was always something dodgy.
A wheeler dealer.
Exactly. And obviously he was in court, wasn't he, for which he was found not guilty in the end. But looking at the court documents of that case, he seemed very lucky to get off on that one. So let's just hope nothing comes of this. But it seems that something they're looking into it. I wonder why, though. Why now? I wonder who gave them put in the word.
It's ridiculous, though. Come on, are we going to go through every single transfer that's ever been done in the past in the Premier League?
I reckon Spurs are putting pressure on the FA to do something with Man City, and then City's like, all right, let's see what's in your closet then. Some unsigned licensed agent 2008. Let's bring that up then if you're going to push the boat.
The whole thing's a bit ridiculous to me. But if Spurs do get it'll be so classic for Spurs to get punished for this, Everton to get docked points, and Man City and Chelsea to get nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Let's move on and let's talk about this situation with Dele Alli, because we spoke a couple days back about Everton hoping to get that 10 million fee waived. But there's been a bit of a twist in the saga, and Everton's, this is by the Mail, by the way, and they said Everton's hopes of Tottenham waiving the 10 million fee for Dele Alli have been receded after they blamed them for overspending that has resulted in the Toffees being docked 10 points. Tottenham are unhappy with Everton's claim that Daniel Levy's refusal to pay £80 million for Brazilian Richarlison caused them to breach the Premier League spending rules, which sources at the club have described as absurd. Everton's attempts to use Richarlison's fee as mitigation over their overspending was rejected by the independent commission and may now have damaged their relationship with Tottenham.
I mean, I think if your kind of argument is we didn't get enough money for Richarlison, I think that's a losing argument, and I think you're probably guilty. That's your argument, to be honest.
60 million they got for Richarlison. How much more do they want?
Literally, he's our record transfer nearly. If all the add-ons get completed, so to suggest that they should have got an extra 20 million for him is a bit ridiculous, in my opinion. And to accuse Tottenham of taking advantage, I mean, that's what negotiating is, isn't it? You have to know what leverage you do and don't have, and you have to use everything to your advantage. And that's where Levy is very strong. So I don't know what they're complaining about from that point of view.
If Everton thinks we took advantage over because we spent 60 million on Richarlison, who's been an absolute flop, by the way, let's know. There's no arguments about that. But what about why didn't Leeds come out at the time when we took advantage of Leeds when they were in financial trouble with the signings of Robbie Keane and who was the other one? Aaron Lennon for 1 million. You know what I mean? And Leeds just took it because they needed the money. We gave them money. Yes, we shortchanged them a little bit because they were desperate, but that's how negotiations work.
Same thing with Southampton and Bale.
Yeah,
we agreed a 10 million deal, and then they were in financial trouble, so they waived their sell-on clause to get a bit more money up front, and that was a very bad decision in the end because of the £80 million deal to Madrid.
Yeah, it is. But look, it's unfortunate circumstances for Everton of everything they're going through, 10 points docked and everything like that. But to get 60 million for Richarlison, they should be counting their blessings, not saying we needed an extra 20 more million.
Yeah, and just pointing the finger at Spurs is very odd. When it comes to the Delhi situation, as I say, I really hope he can get his career back on track. I don't really think the onus is on Tottenham to waive the fee. I think if you agreed a deal with Everton should really stick by it. I understand where they're coming from, Everton. They can't really afford to spend 10 million on him right now. So it's kind of, he's in between a rock and a hard place, I feel, Delhi. So I feel bad for him. But I can understand Levy thinking like, look, you signed the deal. No one forced you to sign it when you agreed to, sign Dele Alli on these conditions. So if you're going to use him, you have to pay if you use it. And I understand that position as well. I just hope something can get sorted. I don't see Tottenham budging though.
We gave them a very favourable fee as well, free pretty much, and only 10 million if it reaches like all these add-ons.
I think it can reach up to 40 if there's up to.
Yeah, that's true. It could.
If up to all these add-ons included, but yeah.
Next up, we're going to talk about some potential transfers, starting off with Giovani Lo Celso, as Mundo Deportivo were reporting that Gavi's ACL injury has opened up a possibility of Barcelona revisiting the deal for Giovani Lo Celso. First, I want to say what a sad situation it is for Gavi picking up that ACL injury on international duty, but that has opened up a spot in the Barcelona squad. It has been known that Barcelona have been chasing Lo Celso for quite a long time actually now. Do you think this is a deal that could potentially happen?
Yeah, I do. And I think this one I can see Lo Celso pushing for as well. Because at the moment anyway, he's not exactly in favour at Tottenham. Even with Maddison injured, he doesn't seem to be guaranteed a starting spot in the team. And I'm sure Barcelona is probably a team of his dreams anyway, regardless of whether he's playing for Tottenham or not. So if Barca come calling and are seriously interested, and now I think it was maybe different in the summer where he probably looked at the team, or Barca probably weren't desperate for him because they had midfielders and there wasn't maybe a place for him specifically. They just wanted him for squad depth. For now, they actually need him to play. And that situation, I think if you're Lo Celso, maybe you can't pass up.
Yeah.
So if they're serious about him, I actually think this could be a goer. I can see Tottenham being open to letting him leave as well.
How much money do you reckon forces our hand?
I think it's a loan with an option to buy.
And how much would that option, do you reckon, be?
25 million,
20
million.
20 million. I would say probably even 20 million, but something around that ballpark figure between 20 and 30 million. Let's talk about Lloyd Kelly once again. Calcio Mercato say that Tottenham are prepared for a fierce battle with AC Milan and Juventus to land centre-back Lloyd Kelly. Bournemouth do not want to sell him during the middle of the season and are demanding a fee of 30 million euros if they are to sell Kelly in January. However, cash is expected to be tight at Tottenham in January, and Spurs may also not be willing to meet Bournemouth's demands. And I'm thinking about it and I'm like, you either get 30 million now in January or nothing in the summer. Surely there's got to be some middle ground there.
Probably there is a bit of middle ground, but you also got to remember if they're going to be in a relegation battle, so they also got to weigh up how much relegation could cost them, and if they can give them
in Eric Dyer if they want, throw him in as a sweetener.
Well, I mean, we tried to in the summer, they wouldn't have it.
I think Dyer wouldn't have it.
Sorry, Dyer wouldn't have it. Yeah, you're right. So I don't think that's going to be a possibility. So from Bournemouth's point of view, I kind of understand them having a price and not budging on it, because relegation can be very expensive if they suffer it, and if they feel like Lloyd Kelly's their best option or best pathway to staying up, then I guess he would be worth the money they'd be demanding. So I think that kind of makes sense. But 30 million, they must know no one's paying that much.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get that much from the Italian league as well, never mind Tottenham. So I don't know. I kind of feel like you get some money in, you use that money for a replacement, try get him in January, and maybe they can stand him in better stead. It's better having a player that is thinking about more of the long term for Bournemouth anyway.
Yeah, also true.
Next up, let's talk about Jota. Graham Bailey from 90 Min says, Al Ittihad winger Jota is on the radar of Tottenham ahead of January transfer window. Spurs were interested in the possibility of signing Jota on a free transfer if his contract was terminated, and they would still consider a deal as long as Al Ittihad's price tag isn't prohibitive.
Yeah, I think they're about to appoint or just appointed Gallardo Al Ittihad. So could things change for Jota when new managers come in?
Probably.
Landscapes for different managers and teams can definitely change. So I wouldn't get too excited about any potential Jota deal just yet, because there's still quite a bit of time between now and January. I know it doesn't seem like it, but 6 weeks, a lot can change in 6 weeks, and maybe he starts playing and starts doing well all of a sudden. So as of right now, I'm sure he wants to leave. There's no doubt about it. He's not getting any game time, really, and he's getting very frustrated with the situation. But come January, that might have changed, so we'll have to wait and see.
But I, for one, I've said it many a time, I would love to see Jota in a Spurs shirt. I think he's got supreme ability, knows the system really well, and he absolutely smashed it for Celtic. Yeah, it was in the Scottish League, but he knows that system so well. I think he can do such a great job for Spurs. That's it for the transfers, but there is a bit to talk about on Harry Kane and the deal that helped him go to Bayern Munich. And Maximilian Koch, a German reporter, says that as part of the Harry Kane deal, and in order to keep a guaranteed fee below 100 million euros for Bayern, Bayern agreed to 2 friendlies against Tottenham, with the proceeds going entirely to Spurs. How and when the games will take place is still unclear, but this is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess classic Levy, finding creative solutions to situations. I'm trying to think how much money 2 friendlies would be for Tottenham. I guess it would be... how much do they make on a match day usually? I'm trying to remember.
Well, it depends. I mean, first of all, it depends if it's home or away. If it is away at the Allianz, I mean, both of them big stadiums.
I'm assuming one of them is going to be at the Tottenham Stadium.
I don't know how much Spurs make on a match day. It's definitely in the millions.
Yeah, I know what, a couple of million maybe.
Yeah.
And then also from beer and stuff. So I guess if it depends how short they are. If they can make up with that and all the proceeds going to Tottenham, that's quite a clever way.
The Athletic have revealed that Tottenham are now able to generate around £6 million for every game at the Tottenham Stadium.
Okay, assuming maybe friendlies, the ticket price is a bit less, and maybe it's not a full house. So let's say it's half that, which maybe is being conservative.
You'd think it probably would be close to a full house anyway.
Yeah,
for
I'm saying being conservative
friendly.
though.
Yeah.
But let's say 2 games, 3 million each, 6 million. That makes sense. But let's say if it's 6 million they make, that's 12 million for 2 match days.
And that's probably taking into account like some fees going to the away fans as well, the away club as well.
So clever bit of business from Daniel Levy as per usual.
Yeah, I agree. And let's finish off talking about the international roundup from last night and today so far. Mali played Central African Republic and did draw 1-1 with Bissouma playing 62 minutes in that game and then get taken off. Northern Ireland beat Denmark by 2-0 with Højbjerg coming on for the last half an hour with Denmark already home and hosed. It was nice to see Højbjerg getting a bit of a rest, albeit a bit of a poor night for Denmark out in Northern Ireland. Vicario was on the bench for Ukraine 0, Italy 0 in a very pivotal game where Italy just about snuck through into the Euros at the expense of Ukraine.
Should have had a penalty in the last minute, Ukraine.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Mudryk. Yeah, I know. Bit of corruption there, maybe. We'll see. And then last but not least, China 0, South Korea 3. Sonny with 2 goals and an assist and a man of the match display. We were watching it. We were doing a watch along on the South Korean channel, and Sonny was just unbelievable. 2 great goals, 1 great assist, and the party tricks were really coming out as well with Rabona passes and nice little flicks and tricks from Sonny. It was great to see.
Yeah, it was wonderful, and he got a really nice assist from a free kick late on. Scored a header from a corner as well, which you don't really expect from Heung-min Son to score that kind of goal. And then obviously he scored a penalty in the first 10 minutes, really nicely slotted away as well. And he was just really the hub of everything good that was a go through South Korea. So really good display. Unfortunately, he did play 90 minutes, but he came away unscathed, so that was important.
Yeah, and in terms of the games taking place tonight, actually Senegal kick off in as time of recording in under an hour. They play against Togo. And I'm just checking now to see if the lineups aren't out. So he should be playing Pape Sarr in a World Cup qualifier against Togo. You've got Wales playing Turkey tonight, where Wales still have a small chance of qualifying, but it's very unlikely with Ben Davies, Brennan Johnson and Joe Rodon all expected to play. Ireland play New Zealand in a friendly with Troy Parrott in the squad. And then tonight you've got the final games of the South Americans, where Uruguay are facing Bolivia, and apparently Rodrigo Bentancur is set to start tonight, so that'll be interesting. And also England under 19s in action with Donnelly, Dorrington, Gunter, Lancashire and Ashley Phillips all in the squad. And also Brazil face Argentina tonight in a really big clash in the South American groups, with Emerson facing Couto Romero and Giovani Lo Celso.
Wow, late night for us.
Yeah, we all watched it tonight.
Of course.
5,000 likes for a watch.
5,000. There you go, 5,000.
But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us for the Tottenham update for today. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.